Okay, let us start. We are starting with our data file handling today, in which we can read and write the data from different files of different formats like text files, binary files, CSV files. CSV files are comma separated value files, Excel files, or MySQL relational databases. We are starting from a simple program today. We will try to read the data from a text file. But for reading a data in a text file, we should first of all create a text file. You all have to go to your C drive and then go to users folder. In users folder, you will be having one folder by the name of your computer. For example, my machine name is Seema. So I'll go into my folder and then you will have to go to spider py3 folder. So this is the default folder for spider in Anaconda. You have to create a text file first here, which I'll be using in my program. So you can see that I have created a text file over here. Let's open it. This is a simple text file stored in a notepad, which is having some text written in it. Okay. Now we will try to write down a program for reading the content of this file. Okay, you can see the output in this output window here. The content of my text file is being displayed here in my output window here. Now let us understand these three lines of codes which I have written here. Obviously this first line is my single line comment, and then I am opening my file by the name story.txt, which I have written in double quotes, and then I am telling I have to open my file in read mode or a write mode or some other mode. We will learn all these modes of file handling one by one. Today we are starting with a read mode. So I have a function by the name open. This open function is basically used for file handling, and I am passing two arguments in this, or a parameter into this. The first argument or a parameter is the file name, and the second argument or a parameter is the mode of opening the file. So once I open this file, I am storing the whole content into a variable which I have given the name as F1. Obviously, it's a variable, so I can give any name. It should be a valid name as per the naming conventions which we have already studied in class 11th. Now, once I have opened this file and stored the data in F1, my F1 is having the complete content now. I can read my whole file word by word, alphabet by alphabet, or line by line. But at present, we are trying to read a very simple program. I want to read the whole program only, or the whole content of the file. So the next command is, with the help of this file handling, which is having the complete content of my file F1. So I will say F1 dot read. Now this is a read method, which is a file handling method. You can see that once I come onto this, it has different options which I can define here. I'm simply reading it, and once read, I am storing the whole content into this variable S. Now, what is the difference between F1 and S? F1 is a file handling object, or I can say it's a file handler. With the help of a file handler, I can read a file, I can write a file. But for displaying the content, I need a variable with the help of which I can redirect the content to the output screen. So once I have read the whole file, my whole content is in S now, I can print it. Now let us make a little change over here. Let us suppose I want to know the length of my my text file. How many alphabets are there in my text file? So what I can simply say is I can define a variable. Obviously, it's a user-defined variable, so I can give any name. Length is equal to len s. Now, this len function is not a new function for you. We have already used this len function many a times in class 11, which helps me in retrieving or finding out the length of any variable which is stored in uh, any maybe a list or a string or so. So because at present my object is s, so I'm storing the length in s. So now if I run it, it will show the output. You can sorry, I have not printed it. So once I say print length, so it will display the length of my file now. You can see 58 characters are there in this text file. Now, how come this 58 is coming? This 58 is in counting not just the alphabets, it is also counting the spaces. Same way, if I'm having, say, some digits or some special character, for example, comma, full stop, all these characters are counted and it displays me the size. We can also say that 58 is the size of the file in number of bytes. I hope this session of beginner session of this data file handling is very clear to you. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.